I mean, they had the big AoE damage in the team fights with the Quill Spray with the Nether Blast, so maybe they could have got away with it. It was something you had pointed out that you were worried about, the lack of damage if they all went for it. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand their logic. It made sense. It's just they did end up coming up short a little bit, but it was really great play from their supports. I thought N had a good game, Hyun had a good game, so they by no means have no chance in this game too.
Yeah. So into the draft we go here. Since we're now on an in-game as well, we'll do the introduction again. CEVO Season 3 main lower bracket round 4, a best of 3 between Avanti's Angles and the Bird's Nest. I'm Helium, and with me is Vic Romand, and you can take it away with the bans if you'd like.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's basically the same bans as last game except for the Doom respect ban. Like, it's
Gotcha.
Timber, Veno, guessing Alk goes, but there's other options, of course. But yeah, the Doom enters, they don't want Shredder to get it again. Honestly, like, they let it go. Like you said, they knew it was going to happen. Like, they spectated a game in which pretty much the same thing played out. They thought they could handle it. They couldn't, and now they're like, well, that's fine. We'll ban it. Doom is a fine first ban. Like, it's not like you're respect banning, I don't know, Sniper or something. Like, you're respect banning a hero who's tier 1.
Yeah, exactly. I wish Sniper would come back, almost.
He's too bad.
Yeah, he is pretty bad.
Unfortunately.
They have to change him pretty big time if he was going to come back.
I think he's the worst.
And he would, if they changed him big time at the professional level, it would literally be like unstoppable in pubs. I think for at least
in like normal level pubs.
And he's like the most played hero in Dota for newcomers coming in. So that would be hilarious. Not Punch.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I think all those heroes, like Dro, you know, sexy lady with a bow, and people can relate. Actually, they probably can't relate.
They can relate.
Toby Wan can relate. That's about it.
Yeah, let's not go to that.
Whatever, you know, heroes that people just like because of the way they look or they're simple and what they do is obvious. Pudge fits into that quite nicely. But
yeah, so they banned Clock, intentionally letting a bunch of heroes through, like Alchemist, like Bristle, and I don't know. This is actually, even just with these 2 picks, I think Avanti's has a really
scared. I'm not gonna lie. Slark, though,
they need
is
to either
pretty daunting.
10 seconds remaining.
Is he? Like, he is, but Alk and Bristle can handle it. Like, as long as they pick a bunch of other heroes that can handle it.
Yeah.
I think now you probably need to either take or ban CM if you're Bird's Nest. Because CM just fills out this lineup so incredibly well. Also, keep an eye out for something like Lich. If Avantis picks Lich, it's almost a free level 1 Roshan, and there's nothing that Bird's Nest can do about it. Because they're dire, and they have Alk and Bristle. If Bristle takes Goo, Alk takes Spray, they can kill Roche almost, like, 40
and Lich
seconds.
is what, getting ice armor in this?
Armor, yeah. So that you have somebody who can tank it.
Yeah, that would be really nice, actually. They could do that.
Lich, Venge, SF. Yeah, if any of those heroes come out, I would expect a Roche.
Avanti's Angles loves the dire side. If you, in the lobby, haven't already noticed, every single game they've played, they choose dire.
They pick it.
Yeah.
That's Alliance. Alliance does the same thing.
Yeah.
They always,
and they're always like
they're
telling the other team to just, you guys get first pick. It's cool. We'll pick side, and then they always take dire.
Interesting. Yeah, teams generally you see that when a team really cares a lot about Roshan, like, because obviously dire, the main advantage is Roshan control.
Yeah, and well, there were 4 of them last game, so
exactly.
I'd say it's a fair assumption for Avanti's Angles gameplay.
Yeah. OD. Okay, because they obviously are heading into a ban phase now, so they're going to use Razor, and I don't know. Depends on how they feel about like Lone Druid and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a bad point to pick up OD after, if you've got the last pick on the first phase of picks. It's not bad, because then you can definitely ban out the Razor and the Viper, but it's likely that you're going to be banning out those 2 heroes. The other team realizes that as well. They could pick up a Pugna. It's good against OD in the late game, not so much in the lane, I don't think, but...
Not really in the lane. I don't know. I actually think Viper's a little bit overrated against OD. I think it's the matchup is close to 50-50, and if you have equal skill, maybe even a little bit towards OD. Because Corrosive Skin doesn't get procced off Prison.
Yeah.
So you just still prison him and still win the lane.
If it did, it would be really skewed, I think.
If it did, Viper would be legit a hard counter. Yeah.
I'd say it's like before it was like 70-30 OD favored in that matchup. Now, like you said, probably 50-50. If OD's better, maybe 60-40. I don't know.
Yeah,
but Viper's
I think
so good overall, though. Like, phase mech Ags, like, I win games.
Viper's be an okay pick here. You slow people down, you let Alk and Bristle get free hits on them. Yeah, I think Viper's a fine selection. And so Bird's Nest might want to ban it, not because of the OD counter, but just to ban it.
Yeah, definitely. Getting chased down.
If a Nyx...
That mass slow, I mean, even though there's no stuns, people can TP out. That mass slow, you get Venom Viper Bristle, like, I rarely see that lose. And maybe that's because I'm not casting Na'Vi Alliance or Tier 1 teams of that nature, but... I mean,
well, Alliance plays Viper. They've been giving Bulldog Viper lately. The heroes they're experimenting for him are Timber and Viper.
No, well, I mean, I'm just saying in general, like, those 3 heroes together on the same team, all that slow, but not a lot of stuns, it's really hard to execute correctly against, and it always seems to win.
Yeah, it's tough.
Reserve time.
Stuns just aren't what they used to be because teams are running less like combo compositions and much more just like face rush, kill you with high damage.
Protoss Death Ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's the Viper. I mean, really good call that you made. That the composition is just very strong in combination. Yeah, I don't know. They could still rush even with this.
Yeah, and just to go over the bans, so Team Bird's Nest was faced with a choice. Like, do we ban out this Viper for the laning phase, or do we take out the Nyx Assassin? And they opt to take out the Nyx, as we can see, because that mana burn in the late game, I mean, that's 500 to 600 damage, maybe more, every 4 seconds to that OD.
It's really, it definitely is a brutal possibility just to take it really late. Bane, the pickup.
Kind of just denying it to
they
the
need
enemy
supports
team.
really badly, so. Yeah, that's the other thing, of course.
I mean, he's a good support, that's for sure.
Bane's solid, yeah. Bane's a cool hero. Like he's almost perfectly balanced. Like he's very good at what he does, and he's very bad at the things he doesn't do. So you know when to pick him and when not to pick him. Like it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, generally a good queue is if you have a Mirana. And I think Avanti's angles, they don't have a ban, so they just opt to pick him up. They need a support, whatnot. I do think that Bane isn't great against Slark. I mean, Dark Pack is going to take off Enfeeble. It's going to take off Nightmare if the Dark Pack goes off first. It's even going to take off the Fiend's Grip, I believe, if the Dark Pack goes off first.
So for what it's... Yeah, it can take off Fiend's Grip, but for what it's worth, it does not remove Enfeeble. So Bane is actually okay versus Slark. Yeah.
That I did not know, so I'm feeling a little more comfortable with
Enfeeble sticks. I think Bane's a fine pick. The only thing is that he doesn't do anything fun with Bristle. Like the combo is not especially.
That's for Alk though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think it's a good pick.
He's purple. He's the hero that should have picked last time instead of Darkseer.
Yeah, probably.
I believe is
right. Yeah,
we were saying at one point. I remember saying that 2 purple people should have been picked.
No, I agree. They
just
fine with that.
hate on Darkseer in game 2 for no apparent reason, you know.
Yeah, they could fit a Darkseer into here. I would still love to see like Lich, late pick Lich.
Yeah,
10 seconds
remaining. Good. Who needs a carry?
Or well, I mean, Bristle Viper is plenty.
I still like to consider them sort of semi-carries. Alk is definitely a hard carry, but I don't expect him to be played in that fashion here at all.
No, but still, even when he's support, like you can just get Grievous later.
Get that Radiance at 20 minutes. Support Alchemist represent.
You can fit it. Like, there's a lot of stuff they can shove in here and have it work.
We'll see what it's going to be. To recap the bans, though, we see the Clockwork we did touch on, and then Avanti's angles, they take out some really strong supports in the Crystal Maiden, as well as the Rubik. You mentioned the CM should be either picked or banned by the Bird's Nest there. And they also ban out the Luna over on the side of the angles. Bird's Nest, they take out the Razor, the Nyx Assassin, which we did talk about because of the OD pick, and then Slardar, again, being banned out. Instead of maybe picked, I really like the Amplified Damage, because that is what you need to do versus Bristleback.
I think Slardar's a hero that I think is in a decent place now. Like he was very, very weak until the sprint mana change, and now I think he's pretty legit. Yeah,
I like him. I don't know if did you get to watch?
He's just so much more fun to play. Like also like it's not like even just beyond the buff, he's just way more fun to play now. Death Prophet, cool, interesting.
Some push there, some more AoE damage. It synergizes nicely with the armor reduction from Acid Spray. Just crazy damage everywhere.
Alk, I mean the ult will do. Keep in mind, of course, that goo reduces armor too.
Yeah,
so like that's you trap somebody. If they go like Atos on Death Prophet, they have enough slow that nobody can escape anything.
Even Bristle, I mean, it has a vitality booster in it. What does Bristleback need? Mana and HP.
Nothing.
I mean,
he could just do whatever.
Okay, nothing is a fair answer, but I feel like a mana and HP. What does Atos give? Both.
No, for sure. Atos is amazing against on strength like caster heroes. Like people don't. I got super downvoted for saying that on Reddit at one point, and I was like, whatever, people. Like it's really good.
I never get upvoted on Reddit. It's okay. I feel like any post we make with CEVO, people are like downvote. Like, okay, it's cool, whatever. Just season 4 with $5,000 for an amateur tournament. Downvote us, it's fine.
people are really not like, I don't know. People, there's like a down vote brigade for like tournaments that aren't with the top like 5 teams.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of noticed.
You really should prepare.
But anyway, we'll do some more quick plugs here. So CEVO.com, head over there because registration for Season 4 has begun, and as I just snarkily mentioned, it's $5,000 prize pool. So check it out. It's definitely worth entering. We've got some big name teams in it: E-Hug, Denial, Swag Iron Tiger. The potential for Sad Boys, aka the new EG, to maybe play. We'll see if their schedule can work out. Hopefully it does. We've got the Power Rangers all the way from Russia have signed up. So it should be interesting.
Belarus, man. Belarus.
Belarus?
Yeah, Power Rangers are the Russian.
I don't get to watch a lot of Pro Dota, unfortunately.
It's cool.
Because I cast, like, as soon as I get home and I wake up, go to work.
You two work really hard, dude.
I've been trying here.
Way too hard.
See. On the grind, Anaheim or TI4. We'll see which one comes first.
30 seconds to battle.
Anyway, the teams. We'll give you first run here.
I'm not much of an.
Well, I don't know if you like Dire so much. I'll get Radiant. So Bird's Nest on the Radiant for the second game in a row. We're gonna have W4 on the Marana, Hyun on the Enchantress, and let's actually let me take a look at where they're actually landing this. Looks like Marana off lane. Then N will be on the Windrunner support. Bird in the middle on the OD. Enchantress on, I said, is going to be supporting. And then I just missed Waffle, who played Bristleback last game. This time he's on Slark, safe lane.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do here with the Slark. It's a hero that doesn't need a lot, and with a team fight, as well as the Bird's Nest, we're dodging some of those later team fights in Game 1. I mean, if they do that again and then Slark swoops in, he can easily just clean everybody up.
He can, for sure. Slark is great at like getting those kills and just getting farm off that. The thing about him is he also is a pretty decent farmer because of Dark Pact, so
yeah, and
he can flash farm, he can counter push, yeah, he can split push. He's probably just like I don't think he's that strong, but it is annoying that he can just kind of do everything.
Yeah, not quite as well as Alchemist can do everything.
Yeah, I mean Alka's just stupid. Alka's definitely the dumbest hero in this version.
Agree. Okay,
Trouble top.
He's about to get started. Concoction onto the Nightmare, and then we've got a big Crypt Swarm coming in. Not that big. It's only doing 100 damage,
nice
and it misses. So nicely timed leap. Avoids giving up that first blood. W4 on the Marana.
Yeah, not an easy lane for the off lane Marana, but he's doing okay so far. That leap was really good.
And then the mid lane, to keep an eye on that, of course. Jenkins with that harass, the no cooldown on the orb, looking for even a kill potentially. Nope, not going to get it, but decent harass, and again, now that OG goes bottle, he can deal with that, taking that damage a little bit better, but he's not up to it yet. He did go for an all-talisman build and some shared tangos. And Gank attempt coming in. Bane, very fast at 315 base, but not fast enough.
Did they smoke for that? I think they did.
Yeah, they did, I think.
Okay, they did. I missed it,
I don't see a smoke on them. I would assume they would have bought one.
I'll take a look. Yeah, I think they used one.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was good play by Bird to avoid it, but still, he's not doing great in this lane. Viper's pretty even. Maybe even ahead because it's towards his side.
Whoa, the first blood in the bottom lane. Factor Fiction is going to get the Wind Ranger, who, right? That was the Wind Ranger that just rotated over to feed up that hero that you really don't want to feed. Factor Fiction, the last series he played against Faded, of course. No, not Faded. Who did they play last? I'm not going to remember that. He played the Bristleback and the Slark both with really, really good results. So he's about to warm up.
And he's offlaning, so the fact that he's able to get that first blood now pretty much puts him ahead. Like, he doesn't have any last hits because he's still getting pretty effectively zoned by Slark, but his XP is going to be great now.
Yeah, I'm actually going to try to find those brackets, so if you want to...
Yeah, sure. I mean, so we've got Enchantress farming up the jungle, as you might expect. She's only level 2, so she's going to have to get a little bit more before she rotates anywhere. In the middle, we've got Marana coming in. Wants to do something to Viper, but the problem here is that OD's so low that he can't actually effectively participate in this gank at all. So they bring in a Hellbear Smasher, they do the Thunderclap, but Jenkins is still fine. And in fact, he's getting more and more dominant here because Marana still hasn't been able to... Oh, here comes an arrow. The Astral wasn't quite timed well enough with it. Yeah, actually Jenkins is going to completely take Big Bad Bird out of the lane. He's got one bottle charge left. And even the Marana... Like, Marana's not doing anything here. He's just sort of just throwing blind arrows and hoping that they hit because he didn't feel confident in the offlane.
Yeah,
solo offlane Marana's like not easy.
If that first attempt came through with that arrow, then maybe could have been a kill. It's always hard to kill a Viper picking up that corrosive skin. A lot of people don't realize the magic resistance that it adds up, so...
Yeah.
It makes him pretty tanky.
Definitely really, really big. And he leveled that only when he sort of knew that there was going to be like Mirana interfering, because otherwise it's just not that amazing against the OD.
Pointless. Okay, I got the brackets pulled up. So the last game that Avanti's Angles played, they took out Unnerve, which is a pretty popular IXDL NEL stack. They've got XCOM and a couple others. WWD, who's a really fantastic new player. They usually sub in IX Mike as well, something to note. But Actor Fiction in some trouble. Shackle gonna land, so N getting that revenge. Slark, though, goes down because of the Bristleback. So 1-for-1 trade, and that's bad because Bird's Nest
not worth it.
Three heroes onto that.
Yeah, Bristle. I mean, the damage potential if you don't have burst is just so incredible, and they do eventually have burst. I mean, Enchantress Kid Impetus, and OD of course has his what's it called? Arcane Orb. For now, actually, Haste-Ruined Viper probably gets at least one kill.
Yeah, I think he's gonna find two actually. That N decided, maybe not.
Nice Shackle.
And now we've got that Essence Shift Steal. Jenkins just gonna run out of there. Slark didn't show up or peel off that lane quick enough. I think N was gonna be going down as well. And actually up top, they do finally connect. They bring down the Mirana. So much concurrent action with these two teams. I'm disliking them.
Yeah,
Camera
I don't know how
control
much
is
I
hard
love
right
these.
now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't know. What do you think about Bird's Nest? Like the decisions about laning, like. They tri-land against the Bristle, but then they didn't really... Like, the Windrunner didn't get anything, basically. Sorry, Wind Ranger. And then Morana's had a really tough time in the offlane. Would it have been better to try to aggressive and just solo Slark or something? I'm not sure.
Well, that's how they started it off, right? Or did they not?
No,
they didn't. You're right. I just, immediately when we were doing the introductions, it was Wolfel kind of by himself. The supports were still off-warding up for the early game. And had rotated down from, like, the top to the bottom, so...
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I feel like the supports haven't been able to make too much happen. I mean, it's always really chancy putting Enchantress in the opposite team's jungle, but I don't know.
It can work out. I'm glad we see the Enchantress.
It can work. It's happening.
Ooh, concoction! See, it's things like that where the concoction would, explode in the air, right? Thus making it disjointable, which is something to look at for the hero. I think that would really actually be okay.
Yeah, I think it might have been an intended change, so I don't know.
That's true.
Because like it's been around for so long, and it's such an obvious difference that I don't know.
Radiant's top tower is
all right. Well, the push is coming alive as the Exorcism's out. Death Prophet's level 6. Also in the bot lane, Factor Fiction on the Bristle with the Quill Spray against a melee hero. Wolfel is having a really, really hard time.
Yeah, I mean they're winning every lane. Like all 3 lanes are won, and actually Slark is probably dead.
I gotta get there at the camera.
Like one more quill, yeah. And now he basically has Vanguard, and in this game I think Vanguard's a really good call, because again, they don't have any burst this early. Actually, Bird is in trouble mid now. Oh man, he body blocked himself with his own illusions. Oh, Viper could have gotten a kill there, but he used the illusion rune body blocked him, and he didn't get the extra hit in on OD.
Unfortunate, and of course he's maxing the Nether Toxin, because this 1-for-1 build is the way to go. So if you're new, if you're playing Viper, please do this build. I casted a fairly amateur tournament, and everyone kept maxing Corrosive Skin, and I wanted to gouge my eyes out.
It's good depending, but
it was not in the situation.
Okay.
It was like this matchup, and I was like,
right, this matchup you do not want to do that. I completely agree with you. Nether Toxin is a trillion times better, because you can just see how much damage Bird takes, and he basically needs to crow just for health, because otherwise Nether Toxin, like, when he's at his current health level, Nether Toxin is going to do its maximum additional damage. Like,
and it's physical too.
Every auto will do like 200 damage to him, which is rough.
Yeah, and just to note, again, more tips on the hero, I guess. It is physical damage, so Nether Toxin is still going to be good even if the other team picks up BKBs, but here comes the gank! Jenkins gets the kill, so again, a lot of heroes invested for the gank, but the counter gank is even more on point. The Alchemist as well as the Bane show up, and then that goes, 2 for 0, not even a trade, basically a steal there. It's at 7-1 here early in game 2. Avanti's Angles looking to advance, get into the money here in the CEVO Season 3 playoffs.
Being subjected to
yeah, no, they're playing really well. This game is extremely dominant. They won all 3 lanes. They played very well. I don't know. Part of it's the laning, part of it's the draft a little bit. I'm not like an expert on this by any means, but I'm not sure you can afford to not take Alk if he's available. They whiffed the arrow. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. They did the prison into arrow over here, and the arrow whiffed, so Alk is going to get away fine.
Has that ever
actually,
and the hammer is dropped, but Dolphin will survive like a true man. As Big Bad Bird up the hill in some trouble, but I hear Viper throwing out the Viper Strike, and even if that Potom got back to base, she was dead.
Life's pretty bad now, because DP's farming fine. You've got Bristle, who has more last hits than your Slark, like substantially. He's got the Vanguard, so he can dive you. And they just can't seem to find a kill either. They don't have the levels to do it right now. Like, all their heroes need levels.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Vanguard being a really good pick. I definitely agree this game. I think a co-caster or a main caster here that's normally on CEVO-TV, Gorgon, ran the numbers for me one time for himself. For the community. It's like 80 or 100 damage on the right click where Vanguard starts to become pointless. And low base damage Marana hits for like 60, Enchantress hits for 60, Windrunner hits for 60. And then there's Slark hitting for 65, and OD is the only one, but of course you can just be down.
Yeah, they just... Exactly, like, you're completely right. A, it's the base damage. B, like, I mean, the fact that Bristleback... Oh, man, he whiffed it again. Damn. He just can't land those arrows.
He got Wind Ranger, though, if that was the enemy TPing in.
No, that was... So, Marana tried to arrow...
saw. I'm just making a confusing point for no reason.
Oh, yeah, I got it, yes. Sorry, it took me a sec.
Yeah, that's my bad.
No, it's fine. So, the thing about it is here, now Slark has no way of safely farming at all. Like, you can see, actually, Factor Fiction's probably too deep, but... The fact that the Vanguard blocks the tower, which is the one thing that Bristleback isn't going to block... Nice power shot. It just means that, unless you have those two rotations, like, Slark just can't farm in the lane that Bristleback is present in, because he can't get away.
Yeah, it's a pretty
but in that case, they don't have the wards, so they didn't see anything.
That had the Quill Spray.
They have no wards.
It's going to take the damage through Shadow Dance, so it's one of those AoE spells that can still sort of zone out the Slark. Or at least stack up, because his HAL 3-gen might outdo that. I don't know. But, I mean, Bristleback with the Quill Spray, a couple stacks, it's pretty big burst damage.
The main thing is that you can keep stacking it. It's not even the damage, it's just that when he comes out of Shadow Dance, you can two-shot him.
400 damage.
Yeah.
But Bird's Nest puts another kill on the board, so it's 8-2 now, but another tower's about to fall. 5,000 gold advantage, 3,000 XP. Dolphin looking for someone. Is the Nat going to be there? They don't really need it. They can follow up if they want. Alchemist isn't going to stun himself, though, as a result of that.
Yeah.
Middle tower
nice Moonlight. Actually, a really nice Shackle.
Probably get
middle tower.
A little over-ambitious there. Gets Shackle to the tree. Goes down. The Bane also going to drop on the backside. Who'd they put under here? It's going to be Dolphin. Big Bad Bird goes down the ultimate. Dolphin with the regen almost lives through it. And suddenly, Avanti's angles could be in some trouble. They lose 3 on that attempt. Sloppy. It was quite sloppy.
Dire's top tower
there was no need to do any of that. Like, you're so far ahead. I mean, it's very tempting to just be like, hey, hell yeah, we're going to the next round. Let's finish it.
Yeah, especially, I mean, 8-1, it's a big moral victory, and then you do some reckless things, as we see there.
Those kills are definitely, like, just essentially free. Which is great if you're Bird's Nest. It definitely takes them back into the game a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see how it reflects on the graphs. Well, the XP's already at equilibrium, so that's pretty nice. Gold is not going to have as big of an effect. Because we see the top 3 farmers, 59 for Death Prophet, 53 last hits for the Viper, and 43 for Bristle. Still leading the way.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's not hopeless for Bird's Nest. The problem is that finding space to farm is really rough now. Especially because this Bristle Vanguard, like, he can basically chase you past your tier 2. So they have to clump up to farm to not just get picked off by Bristle Viper. And the problem with clumping up is, hey, they've got like at least 3 cores. Like the Enchantress, the Slark, the OD all need to farm, and if only 1 or 2 of them can actually farm on the map, the other one falls way behind and you just can't take the fights. And Avanti, they know that, so they're immediately using that to rush on, which is a smart use of their advantage.
Yeah. One of those really, you find yourself in those awkward situations with the one you just described, and also sometimes with, trying to break the base against split pushers. But they take the rush to capitalize on that, and Enchantress will melt. The heal not going to help her there. This seems like going much better for the angles, as Wolful Devil and the Shadow Dance going to live a little bit longer. Trying to focus on OD, Shredder popped out the ultimate, but the lack of stuns hurts them a little bit there. They're not able to get anybody else. Maybe they can get the Windrunner here. The slows go out. Yeah, this is going to be the Windrunner. She's absolutely dead. Arrow is going to be off the mark. Wouldn't have really mattered anyway.
Yeah. RIP, Wind Ranger. I mean, that fight could have even gone better for Avantis than they did. They used both the Viper ult and the Bane ult on Enchantress, where they could have probably used the Bane ult on somebody else.
Perhaps the Slark.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, he almost got some kills there. But honestly, like, it's kind of academic. Like, they got Aegis, they didn't lose the Aegis, and they got 2 kills. They don't need a third to justify their decisions.
Yeah, they did well. Maybe you could have got 1 more, but of course, it's good enough.
Viper's killing us this game. He might be going Necro.
really well in that matchup. I wouldn't like that. I think I preach mech Ags, to be honest. I don't know if they've got another person rushing that mechanism right now.
The thing is Ags
really
that important this game? Because there's no like really dangerous auto attacker. OD is behind, Slark is Slark. Like,
yeah, I don't know. The damage
is the one game where
Ags
is
like pretty ridiculous.
No, you're right, but I don't know. I feel like maybe you can forego it here. I do wish they had a mech, but I guess anybody can make that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, though. I mean, this is a game where you might not need it. No one's a huge right-click threat, and if you want to just end the game early and push some towers effectively, you could pick up the Necro.
Yeah, they're going mass, because I think Bristle's making it, too.
One of the... I mean, you got the Death Prophet.
DP is making it. Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Alright, so now... we want Bird's Nest to win. That's how it's gonna go here. We're gonna start being biased now.
Mass diffusal time for
They've
Bird's
got
Nest.
this, yeah. Does that still work? Oh yeah, that still works, right?
Yeah. It's like the one thing that works. It's the only thing you can do against Necron.
Well, they've got the Enchantress as well to just go ahead and enchant, or that you can Holy Persuade if you're Chen, which a couple of things that can take out the Necro. But we see a pick off on the OD there, or I guess the OD maybe being a little out of position, and they're going to capitalize on that. Shredder with the ultimate, shredding down the towers.
And Waffle got the Viper to come back, and he actually escaped that without dying, so that's nice. But the OD is so far behind. Like, he feels so far behind that he had to get Midas just to catch up on XP, but it's not doing him any favors as far as getting gold, so...
Well, he's died with some reliable gold, at least. There's always
a little bit. He's got 100,
I suppose. Yeah, 120. But yeah, I mean, the classic comeback Midas here. We'll see if it's going to be enough. If it goes late, I mean, then it's definitely a good choice. And Midas is sort of one of those items. You're like, you're dumb for getting it. Then if they win, you're like, what a genius.
Yeah, no, I don't really have an opinion either way on the Midas. Just that the OD is going to not do anything until he gets more levels and more farm.
Yeah, checking out the levels overall, because the XP graph has the... Well, I take that back. I was going to say the biggest difference, but no. 10,000 plus gold advantage for Avantis right now. XP is at
because
about
of
5K.
They did win that one big team fight that basically evened up the XP, but gold they have no chance to catch up because they have less farm space, like vastly less. Look
Nice
at the
pick-off, though. They might even get one more. They might get a couple more. Shackle onto Dolphin, stapled up to the trees. He's going to go down, but the big bad bird dropping the ultimate. He's going to put another one under. This should be a third one. No, that's Factor Fiction. I think they're just going to let him run away.
They were... I mean, Viper was right there. They didn't know where DP was. She could, for all they know, be right there. It's too scary. Yeah. Too spooky.
I don't know. I think maybe they even take it. I guess they drop the ultimate low mana, but playing safe, you know, they get some pickoffs. The game is alive for them. It definitely helps out their morale.
I mean, Bristle's got Aegis, right? So like, if DP's even in like 2,000 units, she'll just come and kill you.
Sometimes I forget these things. That Aegis is going to be pretty important.
Bristle, my God, for real, man?
He's got no mana.
They're still scared. It's so funny. Yeah, he's actually fine.
Look how many... He's got 4 stacks on him right now. He has 143 total mana. And now they're starting to run out.
Mana, I think. Whoa, Windrunner. Wind Ranger, rather.
Should have been Wind Running in the opposite direction. Big Bad Bird stays around to save, and, well, the classic saying... Don't save the dead, because even though OD TP's out, he will die in the base. They're going to pick up the Wind Ranger as well. And as soon as Bird's Nest does a nice play, they get a couple of the angles picked off, and then they just give up too easy like that. A bit of a mistake.
I really thought OD lived, but yeah, that Viper DOT just ticks for quite a bit. And now with all the Necros coming out, that's the one thing about Necros, it's very hard to come back against a team that's ahead and pumps their aheadness into Necros, because it just becomes so easy for them to high ground you. They're gonna try Viper.
Yeah, and I like it now. At least they've got a drums here, so that makes the Necro units, of course, even stronger, which is gonna be really nice.
Well, it seems that
cool defensive Bane thing there.
You know, I'm surprised. Actually, where are the drums right now? Who are they on? I saw them on the list. We've got them on Jenkins right now.
There's drums on Viper, nobody on
So he wasn't even there with that push. Look at this tier 3 tower. It's almost going down. Their Shredder is under an Astral Imprisonment. He can't even be touched. His ultimate just wrecking the tower. I guess I'll just keep shredding the tower, because why not?
Why not, indeed. Yeah, I mean, with the combination of Yules and, like, getting prisoned by the other team, your DP just doesn't even need tankiness, because, hey, she's just...
W4's in some trouble. Will go down. 243 damage. Physical damage coming out from the concoction. That's another thing that can change too. When you have Acid Spray and Medallion, and then you throw the Unstable Concoction, you will literally one-shot like other supports.
Yeah, it does like 800, 900 damage. Yeah. It's pretty off.
The Shazam.
That's another thing. Like Medallion is so good on Alchemist, but nobody knew because people were playing character. Yeah, that's actually a good kill. They're getting kills, but it's just, I don't know. It's very tough.
Well, they feel better, and it looks better for them on the scoreboard. For instance, if someone was just joining us, 15-8. Pretty easy game, but then we look at the graphs. We got that 12,000 gold advantage now, 7,000 XP. So Avanti's angles in the driver's seat, but they've shown that they have the potential to make some mistakes. They've given up, you know, some small team fights and some kills, but then Bird's Nest on the flip side of that also did the same thing not too long ago.
Yeah, and they did finish their own drum. I thought Murano was making it, but I guess Slark was. Oh no, Slark and Murano both made drum. That's I don't love that. That's
not
true.
true.
To some
That's
extent.
not true at all.
I was hoping that with that, when I saw that Slark made it, I was hoping that Murano would use her. I always forget what the fuck it's called. Demon Male Hubert? Like what is the int item called? The 450 gold item that pumps your intelligence. What is my problem that I can't? What's called? Robe of the Magi. Yes.
What were you calling it?
I don't know what I was talking about. The Robe of the Magi. I was hoping you would build it into a diffusal to try to counter these Necros.
Yeah, it's a pretty good idea, because we touched on earlier the Enchantress can just go ahead and enchant at least one of them, and then they can take out a pair of books, or take out some of the archers and whatnot. Turn some mana burn around the other way.
Thank you for Charity saying that was a good thing after I forgot the name of the item completely. I'm like,
okay. I mean,
the thing with the thing.
I mean, now that it's not as obvious that those like build into the power treads, you know, like you don't see it as much.
That's true, people.
I don't know.
Especially in pub, nobody uses that.
Like, I feel like no one even knows that if you started in Dota 2. Anyway, team fight. Jenkins in trouble, netted up. He will go down. So that's the Viper, big part of their team fight. But Factor Fiction is just hammering away. There was also a nice nightmare. Actually, Fiend's Grip on the backside of that fight. They're going to keep chasing here. Dolphin doesn't have Chemical Rage for this team fight. He's still alive. He will go down before he throws the concoction. But there's 3 down on the Bird's Nest. Make it 4 as Khan is going to go down to Factor Fiction. And well, the buyback is being forced out by the Enchantress. Wind Ranger has a Wind Run into the base to go ahead and heal up, and no Exorcism, so the tier 3 tower might be able to survive this.
Strange to say,
it'll be tough. Slark died so quickly that he wasn't even able to use Shadow Dance, and that's in a team fight. This new version of Slark, like the entire point of that ult is to give you 2 lives in team fights, and if you can't do it, you're just an extremely flimsy dude who has a Orb of Venom and a drum. Neither of them used their drums, by the way, during that fight. Like, they've got 8 charges and they didn't use any.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But going back, I guess, to the double drums decision, it's kind of nice here because you've got the heroes that are, you know, hard to kill, slippery, you're going to want to split push, and then giving the drums aura to the creep, I mean, it helps your split push.
Oh yeah, drums is sick. I'm never going to hate too much on some drums.
I don't know. Double drums isn't always nice, but we got Factor Fiction now, going to be able to just TP out because, of course, he's a little behind, and I don't even know if that arrow would have hit, but it doesn't get there in time regardless. It was close.
It might not have. No, you're totally right. It's hard to say.
The hitbox, despite the something made me laugh so hard the other day. Despite the description saying, actually, I might have to hold that thought. Enchantress. TV's out. Will she live though? Yeah, she will.
Yeah, she's gonna be fine.
What does it say? It says, "Oh, fires an arrow with deadly precision" is the first line of that ability, which is really funny.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. On the tilt, if you.
It was even worse before. Oh my gosh.
So Bristle's given up on the Necro plan, which he's just going to go straight for the AC, and I think AC is an amazing choice. Like, it's going to give them way more push than the another Necro would.
Yeah, again,
for the reason you stated last game,
auras.
Like, buffs the Necro creeps. Yeah.
Buffing 2 other Necro units from the books, or I guess 4 other Necro units, is going to be so much better than just getting 2 more.
Absolutely. I mean 6, because Bane has a Necro, Viper has a Necro, and DP has a Necro.
I'm going to defriend Shredder after this game.
Not my friend.
Double damage.
All right, well that's the second Roche of this game here. Not getting it. Yeah, that was pretty early. Actually, earlier than last game. They did the Roche at 13 minutes there in game 1 because they love the dire side. In this game, they're able to get it at about 12 and a half.
Well, actually, interestingly, and this reflects like teams researching each other. Bird's Nest actually took the first Roche of last game very, very early. I think because they know how much Avanti likes to go for it.
And then
that was smart.
Like,
yeah, they got the next 3. Including a couple of the Bird's Nest actively contested.
Someone must be very pleased with themselves.
So yeah, the tier 3 tower is dead. The Rack's in a bit of trouble. Slark trying to do whatever he can, but there's that silence. A very good ability here versus heroes like Slark, like Weaver, and we see the reason why right there. Now Mirana, turning sort of an awkward way, leaps into the team, will go down. The OD is going to be put up in the Yules by Shredder, silenced once again, but able to force staff up the hill. Good item. And now the Rack's definitely in some danger. The buyback forced out here by the Mirana. Hits the Bane, but that's sort of awkward. The stun's stacked, and Astral's not a good stun to stack. Let's just put it that way.
Dear me. Radiant's
yeah, I mean, they're really getting just brutalized. And Slark is just... The thing is, they first picked the Slark, and they haven't... Like, he's 1 in 5, right? Like, they haven't been able to do anything with the Slark at all. And part of that's just that Alk is so stupid. Like, he's just been almost one-shotting the Slark in these last 2 fights. Oh, they're pretty deep, though.
Is going to go down, but has the Aegis anyway. Let's see. There is mana on respawn for another Exorcism. And there's the Platinum Baby Roshan Courier flying and delivering items. It's actually a Necro 3 for the Viper, but it doesn't matter. No, Viper going to be Nightmare. About to go down here. The Wolfwolf trying to clean up, but he's kind of scared here. The Viper Strike goes off. Jenkins will not live because of the pounce, but Slark literally disappears after that.
Oh, man. I think DP cleared out... Oh, no, never mind. That was their Necros, but she's just... really hard to do anything about. Like, she's still got the Exorcism running for half the duration. This is probably another set of Racks.
I think Big Bad Bird is going to go down. Oh, nice Ghost Scepter, because of course the Cool Spray is physical, and the good impetus there from the Enchantress to take out that Alchemist. He goes down. I think he dropped a gem over there in the woods. Am I crazy? Am I seeing things? I might be seeing things.
He's holding onto a Death Prophet has
I already picked it up, so I wasn't seeing things, and we're going to see...
No, you weren't seeing things.
Getting pinged out by Shredder for the death.
These pings
will go down.
It's Trash Bristle. He's gonna go for... This is smart, honestly. He's gonna go for the Halberd now. So Bristle will be able to finish off any hope of like the Enchantress or the OD being able to burst somebody down with auto attacks.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they're doing an okay job of. They were...
That was a fine defense.
A couple hits.
Yeah, like, how much could you really expect with that defense? Like, only taking 1 set of Rex's loss is about as good as they could hope for.
Yeah, which, unfortunately for the Bird's Nest, I think that's pretty much the beginning of the end, if we're being optimistic for them. 20,000 gold behind at the moment, 12,000 XP. That's kind of a funny sight. 2 enemies, and, you know, Waffle just going to let the Bane TP out, not even going to bother. Knows he is that far behind, he can't even kill the Bane. Sad day for the old Slark.
He really is. He's having a lot of trouble.
He's regretting escaping from Dark Reef prison. Should have just stayed in.
I wouldn't put it that way.
That was supposed to be a lore joke, but I don't know if those are actually...
No, I got the lore joke. I just, man, that's harsh. Dark Reef prison's a tough place.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So Shredder gets taken out pretty quickly. Just now, I think they're being a little overconfident. He's there by himself against an entire team, and
they're not defending their Rex.
Who put that tree there? And yeah, those pesky Necro books will do that. I think they're gonna finally get Dolphin. Which, yep, they will.
No, don't do that.
Oh, did he kill the Necros?
Oh, he definitely did. He definitely should have just killed one of them and not taken the second one. That was a serious mistake. Like, oh, he wanted to shoot it and then self-prison to avoid the damage, but it's what we call too clever by half.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
it would have been pretty baller, but I don't.
It would have been baller as hell. I would have definitely thrown a fit.
I would have commended him. I don't know if can we commend people's casters?
Nope.
Ah, the GG from W4. I'm sad to see the Bird's Nest go. They're a pretty exciting team out there on the west coast of Canada. I believe they're from Vancouver. I keep saying they are, so I'm right. But anyway, congratulations to Avanti's Angles. Moving on to the lower bracket finals and some more information on those. That's on...
Well deserved, honestly. Like, really smart item choices, good drafts, good play.
Yeah, and the 27th, they're going to be playing top 5, so that should be one hell of a match, to be honest. And Avanti's Angles has really... Avanti's Angles has really impressed me, except for that one performance versus Union Gaming. They were out of sync. They didn't even look like a team. It was kind of ridiculous. But looking forward to them going forward. So sayonara, Bird's Nest. Top 5 in Union Gaming remain Avanti's Angles. They've got still... a pretty medium-sized road ahead of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely not be easy, but I think they made a good showing today, and we'll see how it progresses for them.
Yeah, and of course, to, I guess, sign out here, you were watching CEVO-Main Season 3. I'm Helium. With me was Vikromond. And you can follow me on Twitter at HeliumBrella and Vikromond at Vikromond.
Yep. Thanks so much for having me on, Helium. It was really fun.
Yeah,
and I actually, this is my first time casting in the new year. I like totally took a break.
Wow, you've been out of it for a while.
I have been out of it, yeah. I've been working on some other stuff.
Time to get back. Hopefully we can do that LAN ETS together. That should be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I just talked to the dude about that today, so
that is good. Yeah. Mott seems to be interested as well, so we could get that Euro 2GD style TriCast going on.
I think TriCast is legit, actually.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the Koreans have been doing it for years, so
that's true.
We'll see. Anyways, that's it. Some more plugs, I guess, right before I go, and while I have you guys in game and on stream. CEVO Season 4 registration has opened. $5,000 cash prize minimum throughout the season. There is a crowdsourced funding, donations through the site. 100% of that will go through into the prize pot of your game of choice, whether it be DOTA2, CSGO, BF4, TF2 even. TF2 would really love it, to be honest. They need a home, and CEVO hopes to offer it. But yeah, make sure to go over to CEVO.com, sign up your team, and that is it. Subscribe to the channel here. Follow the channel. Twitch.tv/PlayCEVO1, and we are out. Peace.